Okay, so you are a CDL manager. You have a blank checkbook and you can sign any player to build a franchise around in the league. Everyone's available. Who are you going for? I've been thinking about this. I got a question recently kind of similar to this about who I think the best player is and who I would build around. And I really thought about it. There's a few options I have. Now, I'm an Optic fan, so the bias in me definitely says like Shotzi and Dashi. But as a creator, I want to be as kind of open as possible and be honest. I think the answer is going to be Simp for me. The reason why I think I would go for Simp is because I believe that as a player, his floor is one of the highest. And what I mean by that is most of his career, he has been a top 3, top 5 player in his position, or just generally, basically since his introduction, where I think someone like Shotzi, who's unbelievable, and when he's playing well, I believe is the best player in the world, and when he's in flow state, I believe he has the best flow state ever. But I think something about Shotzi is he's a bit more of a system player in terms of like, I think you have to have a little bit more around Shotzi for him to play well. What I mean by that is like, you see sometimes when his team struggle, right? Let's say the ARs of Optic are struggling. I think someone like Shotzi can struggle as well because he needs to like, you know, take those routes. And I think his playstyle can be a little bit harmful if the team's not playing well. I hope that makes sense without sounding like I'm bashing on Shotzi, because I think he's unbelievable. I think I really would build around Simp, because for me, like Hydra, Simp, Shotzi, those are probably my 3 options. I just feel like SMGs are a little bit more impactful than AR, so I'd probably go for that over like a, you know, a Scrappy or a Dashi or someone. But I think when I was looking through, it was a BZ, Hydra, Simp, or Shotzi, and I looked at those players and I'm like, I think my order was low-key, it was probably Simp, Hydra, Shotzi to build around. Again, I don't think that Shotzi's the third out of the list. I think, you know, he could be the best player, but it's just, again, who are you building around? I think with Simp, you get Simp on any team, I think he raises the floor the most. Like, I feel like Simp on a team, that team, like, I think he can single-handedly win games a lot more than anyone else. Let me know what you guys think down below. Like, again, I'm not saying he's the best, but I think there's an argument that he will have the most impact. Like, any team he's on, I think he will give them the best chance of winning. So maybe that is having the best. I don't know. Again, I don't really know how to word it. It's just kind of like my thoughts about those players. It's hard though, because I would pick any of them. But if I was being honest with myself, I think my Optic bias does lead me towards Shotzi. I think generally, if I was like actually building a franchise, I think Simp would be my #1 player. Like I said, he's got that winning mentality. He's got everything you need in a player. So do other players, but I think he's just got that in abundance. And like, he's just so dominant, bro. That guy is just unbelievable. He's like, his floor is crazy. Like, he has those takeover series, but when he doesn't have a takeover series, he's still playing well. And that's what really annoys me as an opposition fan. Like, when I watch him, I'm like, this guy, like, I feel like he's always frying no matter what. He's always making a grand final, and I feel like he's just unbelievable. For me, if I was building a franchise, I think he would be the player I go around.